"Shoot me instead," the widow screamed. A rancher fired once and the husband fell dead. The scream tore through the valley like something wild and wounded. "Henry!" Nora Quinn fell to her knees, her hands slipping in the blood soaking into dust. Her dress dragged behind her, catching on stones and dead grass, but she didn't care. She pressed her palms to his chest. Warm, still. Across the dirt yard, Eli Booker holstered his pistol like it was just another morning. "You shot him." Her voice cracked. "He didn't even have his hand near his belt." Eli didn't answer. He shifted his jaw, eyes narrowing. "You're a goddamn coward." Behind him, Sheriff Dole scratched his neck. "Dispute settled," he muttered. "What dispute?" Nora rose halfway, swaying. There wasn't no dispute. That was murder. Sheriff looked past her, over the hills, anywhere but at the body. "Your man trespassed." Raised a hand. Eli defended himself. "You liar!" Sheriff stepped back. "We're done here." "No, we're not." Eli turned. His boots scraped gravel. He walked toward her slow, stopping just a few feet away. "Shoot me instead," she said, chest heaving. "You still got one bullet left." "Do it." Eli stared down at her, silent. "You won't, 'cause killing a woman doesn't look so clean in front of the town." His lip curled. "Clean doesn't matter. Law said it's settled." She spat blood from her own bitten tongue. "The law died long before Henry did." He turned, walked off, mounting his horse without a word. Sheriff followed. They left her in the dust, alone. A soft wind picked up. Caleb, her boy, no more than 8, stepped from the porch, silent as a shadow. His small hands gripped his father's hat. Nora knelt again. She brushed her fingers through Henry's hair, pushed it back gently. His eyes were open. He looked surprised. She didn't weep, didn't scream again, just pressed her cheek against his chest, listening for something that wasn't there. "Ma!" She turned to Caleb. "Go inside," she whispered. He hesitated, then obeyed. She sat back, staring at the blood mixing with the dirt. Flies already buzzing. Sun rising higher. No neighbors came. No preacher. No justice. Just the long valley holding its breath. Nora reached for Henry's hat, still warm in the boy's hands. She took it slowly, held it close to her chest. Then she stood, not trembling. Not broken, just quiet and dangerous. The shovel hit rock. Nora kept digging. Her dress was soaked through, heavy with sweat and dirt. Black lace ripped at the hem, sleeves rolled past the elbows. "She didn't stop, Ma," Caleb whispered from the fence. "You want me to?" "No, you're bleeding." She looked at her palm, blistered, split open. Didn't matter. She drove the shovel again. Behind the barn, the sun sat low and orange. Henry's body was wrapped in his old wool coat. His hat lay beside it. "You shouldn't do this alone," Pastor Lane said from a distance. "I am alone," she answered. He held out his Bible. "We can help. You had your chance yesterday. You watched. We didn't know. You knew." Her voice was flat. He looked down. "We'll pray." She didn't answer. Later, she sat on the porch steps, dirt caked under her nails. Caleb handed her a cup of water. She drank slowly. "Why'd Mr. Booker shoot Pa?" he asked. "Because he could." "That ain't right." "No, it ain't." He sat beside her, small legs dangling. "They gonna come for you too?" "They better come ready." In town, whispers traveled faster than horses. Storefronts closed early. No one sent food. One woman left a jar of preserves and didn't knock. "She's cursed now," they muttered. "He shouldn't have pushed Eli." Nora buried the hat with him. "You'd want it," she murmured. "Wouldn't look right on the boy yet." That night, with Caleb asleep in his father's coat, she sat at Henry's desk. It smelled of ink and pipe smoke. Dust had settled like a second skin. She opened drawers. Ledger, rifle shells, matches, nothing. Then, under a false bottom, she found it. A letter, yellowed, folded neatly, written in Henry's blocky hand. On the front, "If anything happens to me." Her fingers hesitated. She opened it. Words, names, warnings. "Jesus," she whispered. The letter spoke of land, of men, of deals signed in smoke-filled rooms, of Eli, of the sheriff, of a widow who went missing. Nora stood, chair scraping back. She stumbled toward the lamp, held the paper under its light. The names, the dates. One name circled twice. "Burnell," she said aloud. "L. Burnell." She gripped the page tighter. Her eyes burned. Not from tears. Outside, the coyotes howled like something ancient. Nora didn't flinch. She folded the letter, walked back to the grave, laid it gently on the mound. I hear you, she said. She turned. She didn't pray. She just started walking. The floor groaned under Nora's weight. Caleb slept upstairs. She pulled back the rug, pried at the boards. The nails screamed. 3 inches down, she hit metal. The box was rusted but locked. She fetched Henry's old crowbar, jammed it under the lip, and heaved. It popped. Inside, a ledger wrapped in canvas, thick with dust. She sat on the floor, flipping pages slow. Names, numbers, signatures. Black ink bled from years of sweat, land trades, foreclosures, debt forgiven to a few, debt enforced hard on others. Her finger stopped at a familiar scrawl. Eli Booker, she whispered. Page after page, his name showed up. Every time a man died, Eli gained a strip of land. She kept going. Sheriff Dole, she said. You bastard. His name wasn't just a signature. It was a witness, an enforcer. Half the ink bore his hand. She leaned forward, breath catching. One name circled, twice, L. Burnell, 1994, margin note. Suicide, no heirs. Her stomach turned. Lily, she muttered. I remember you, Caleb stirred above. She waited, still, then returned to the page. Another note. Last holdout West Ridge. Spoke to Quinn, hesitant. Henry knew. He spoke to her, and didn't tell. She flipped to the back. A rough map. Shaded patches. Names carved in symbols, Booker land. Dole land, railroad, river. The Quinn plot, small and isolated, sat untouched. Until now, she slammed the book shut. Henry, what the hell were you into? She whispered. In the drawer, she found matches. She lit the lantern, hands shaking. She stood, grabbed her coat, and tied the ledger tight in cloth. The barn creaked when she opened it. Saddle ready. Horse restless, Ma? Caleb called from the porch. Go back inside. You leaving? Just for a bit. You mad? No. You scared? No, he paused. You coming back? She met his eyes. I ain't done yet. She mounted slowly, boots heavy with dirt. The wind felt colder than before. She didn't look back. The moon followed her down the hill, toward the cabin on the ridge, toward a widow no one spoke of, anymore, toward answers that might not. Wait, the cabin sat behind a dead orchard, roof sagging like it had given up. Nora dismounted, eyes scanning the porch. The door creaked open. You look like your man, the voice said. Then you know why I'm here. Lily Burnell stepped into the light. Gray braid, eyes sharp. She held a rifle but not pointed. You alone? Yes. Lily opened the door wider. Come in before the cold eats your bones. Inside smelled of dust and dried herbs. Nora sat. Lily poured coffee. No sugar. You find the ledger? Lily asked. I did. Then you know I didn't kill myself. I do. They sat quietly. The fire cracked. He visited, Lily said. Eli said he wanted to buy the ridge. I said no. What happened? He came to supper. Brought the sheriff. Brought whiskey. I woke up with blood on the floor and papers signed. I don't recall touching. They forged your name. They killed my dog. Left me alive to look crazy. You tried to tell? Once. Preacher said the Lord works in mysteries. Sheriff said grief made me confused. Nora stared into her cup. Henry talked to you? He was close, but not careful. They shot him like he was nothing. He rattled the nest. Lily leaned forward. Same nest that ate my husband and yours. Nora set her cup down. Why didn't you leave? Where would I go that the story wouldn't follow? They still own this town. Every acre they bleed from it, but they don't own the truth. Nora pulled the folded page from her coat. Lily scanned it, eyes slowing on her own name. They wrote me off clean. No heirs. They were wrong, Nora said. You still got fire. Lily's hand trembled. Fire doesn't win. It burns. That's enough. Lily looked at her long, then reached across the table. Took Nora's hand. You want help? I want war, Lily exhaled. Then let's dig them out, she stood. Opened a cabinet. Inside, a shotgun oiled and ready. You kept it? Truth don't rest easy, Lily said. They stepped outside. The sky burned deep orange, clouds like bruises. Nora tightened her coat. Ride or wait till morning? Lily asked. Now the horses groaned. Saddles creaked as they rode. The orchard disappeared behind them. No one watched. No one stopped them. But something old shifted in the wind. Like a name remembered. They didn't speak. They didn't need to. The county hall smelled of old paper and pipe ash. Nora stepped through the door, boots loud on the floor. She held the ledger like a Bible. Lily followed close, rifle wrapped in cloth. "State your business," the clerk said. Nora didn't stop. "I've got names." The room hushed. Men from every plot, every fence line. Eli sat in the front row, legs crossed, hat in his lap. "I'll say this once," Nora said. "This town's been bought, buried, and bent by the same two men." She opened the ledger. Pages trembled. Eli Booker, Sheriff Dole. "Every death bought you land. Every suicide gave you property." Lily unwrapped the rifle. Eli chuckled. "Is that what this is?" he said. "A ghost story with props?" "You forged deeds," Nora said. "You think people care? You think they'll side with some widow with dirt under her nails?" "Don't talk about my nails," she snapped. The sheriff shifted. "You okay, Dole?" Eli asked. Dole didn't answer. His hand hovered near his belt. "You swore an oath," Nora said. "I swore to keep peace," Dole muttered. "You swore to the highest bidder," Lily said. Eli stood. "Enough! You killed Margaret," Lily said. Eli's mouth twisted. "Margaret tripped on guilt." "You pushed her," Lily said. "You and your lawman." Dole's fingers touched cold steel. "You really going for it?" Nora asked him. "You want to draw in front of all these folks?" "Silence!" The door slammed open. Caleb ran in, breathless, Henry's hat in his hands. "You lied, Sheriff." Dole froze. "My pa said you were his friend." "Son, you let them shoot him." Eli turned. "This is pathetic." Lily raised the rifle. "For Margaret." "For me." Eli lunged. One shot, he dropped. Blood pooled fast, dark against the floorboards. The badge on his chest skittered loose. Clattered once, spun. Everyone stared. Dole didn't move. Lily lowered the rifle. Her hands shook. Caleb stepped beside Nora. "You okay?" he asked. She nodded once. "You shot him?" "Yes." Dole looked at the floor. Looked at the people. Looked at the door. "I won't stop you," he said. "You already did," Nora said. The clerk coughed. "What now? Now?" Nora walked forward, bent, picked up the badge. "We decide who wears this." Lily looked to the sky through the cracked window. Outside, the wind shifted. Leaves turned over. Nora turned to the room. "Who's ready to speak truth?" Nora stepped outside first. The courthouse door creaked behind her. Her boots met the dirt like they'd never left it. Lily followed. Caleb held tight to her hand. The rifle was slung across Lily's back now, not hidden, not ashamed. No one spoke. The crowd didn't part. They just moved, slow, quiet, making space without being asked. No one met her eyes. Some looked down, others looked past her. Sheriff Dole stood at the steps. "Holster empty. No badge on his chest. You leaving town?" he asked. "No." "You staying on his land?" "No." "You gonna run things?" "No," he blinked. "Then what?" "I'm just gonna live." The reporter boy from the Chronicle, barely 20, collar wrinkled, stepped forward. "Is it true?" "The ledger." "The deals?" Nora pulled it from her coat. Handed it over. "You write it plain," she said. "No flowers, no sides. Just facts." He nodded fast. "And don't lose it." He clutched the book like it might bite him. The walk home took longer than it should have. No wagons offered rides. But no one blocked the way. At the Quinn plot, Nora paused. "You all right?" Lily asked. "Not yet. They buried the rifle in the shed." Lily didn't ask why. Next morning, Nora walked the edges of her land. Caleb trailed behind, dragging a coil of wire. "You sure you don't want to live at Eli's place?" he asked. "I ain't touching that house." "It's bigger. Doesn't matter." She hammered the first fence post into dry soil. "This here's ours. Not because we took it. Because we earned it. Will folks leave us alone now? Maybe. And if they don't?" She looked at him. "Then we'll fence again." By week's end, word had spread. The Chronicle ran a front-page story. Ledger excerpts, map sketches, testimonies. The town pretended it didn't see, but the courthouse door stayed open longer. Land records were rechecked. One widow reclaimed her orchard. A man near the river found his deed finally honored. Eli's ranch sat empty. Crows perched on the roof. Sheriff Dole moved out of the station and into a cabin past the ridge. No one asked him to stay. Sunday came. Nora didn't attend church. She walked instead to Henry's grave, set fresh stones around it, picked up his hat, brushed it off. Caleb stood behind her. "Can I try it?" She handed him the hat. He placed it gently on his head. It was too big. But it stayed, and neither of them said a word.